This is a review on Quantum League on Steam for $20. It is available right now. You can get it. It's insane. Holy crap, this game this is something else. This is something I've never played before. So the game basically runs on a unique time loop game mechanic where basically 3 iterations of yourself enter this battlefield, but each time you enter the battlefield, whatever you do can actually change the future of the time paradox of what happens. So if you kill an enemy in the next round, the next person's like reiteration of themselves, they can kill you before you kill the first enemy, changing the course of history of your first playthrough. And then you can play as your second player to kind of kill their second player, or even kill their first player quicker. And basically it's dude, the strategies and tactics in this game is beyond anything I've ever seen before, and I've never had to play on the edge of my chair to try beat someone at a shooting game so hard, to try outthink them. There's so many possibilities. There's so much to this in a strategic sense. It's actually a really difficult game. In terms of competitiveness, this is probably the most competitive game I have probably ever played in my entire life. It is super competitive. It is designed for competition because it always keeps you guessing, right? So the basic rundown of the game is it is a multiplayer game where you can play solo against an online opponent in a 1v1 battle, or even a 2v2 battle in different game modes, including deathmatch and basically a capture point. And you have 9 different arenas that you can play in the game. Capture point is the thing where you have to kind of stand in the middle to capture points, but every time an iteration of someone else kills you, you're not really there capturing points anymore. So it's kind of this weird concept of trying to kind of stay on a hub and collect that point, but everybody's shooting at you from different future angles that you kind of got to preempt of where you're getting shot at. The game features 6 different characters to play as you level up, and you can progress to unlock new outfits and styles for that character as you evolve, using the points or even the experience that you gain in the game to kind of change what your character or one of your 6 characters looks like, different skins and looks. There are 6 different types of weapons in the game. There is a rifle, an SMG, a grenade launcher, a shotgun, a laser rifle kind of thing where it shoots a laser, fire my laser, and then obviously your sidearm. So looking at gameplay, the gameplay is really fast, it's really exciting, it always keeps you guessing. It feels like nothing is always the same, everything changes. You feel like you can get your head around it, but then your opponent does something that you're like, what? And then you have to keep guessing what they're going to do as their future iteration while they're doing as their current self, and even go beyond that and think about where can you kind of flank someone who's not there. You literally have to spend most of the time shooting in areas where there's no people, because there might be a future person standing in that spot and you have to kill them. And pretty much we've talked about the gameplay in the original description of the game at the beginning of the video, so I think you have a good sense of where the gameplay is. I think it's really exciting, it's really fast, it's really fun. It is really difficult to learn though, I think. In terms of controls, it basically acts as your normal kind of FPS shooter game. You literally have a sidearm, you have a main weapon, you can choose between the 6, and you basically run around the map with WASD and try, sprint, shoot enemies. You can jump, you can crouch, so think CSGO in terms of that. But it's also really easy to kill your opponents as well. If you get a few headshots, your opponent will disappear. But there's also these heals around the map that you really need to keep your eyes out for as well. Having a look at the graphics, they're actually quite colorful. They're really cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Overwatch, maybe Overwatch mixed with CSGO. It's almost like that new shooter Valorant, but with slightly different characters and works in a slightly different way, and it's a bit more colorful. And it's very nice. It's very interesting. There's some cool effects. You can kind of see where your enemies are really quickly by their red outlines and how they look, and you basically have to fast-paced kill them as quick as you can. I think the graphics are really cool, and I have no problem with them. They're really interesting, really colorful, and they kind of they're striking, and it's easy to spot out your enemies as soon as you see them, which gives you the potential to beat your enemy a lot easier without actually holding you back, and I think that's fantastic. The sound is really on point. I don't really listen to the music that much, so I don't really have much to say about music in general in games, because it's a very dodgy subject with how copyright works. All in all, I don't have a problem with the sound. I think the sound's cool, it's good, it is what it needs to be. It's not overwhelming, and it's also not underwhelming. It gives you enough information to tell you where gunshots are coming from and where you should be. Alright, so finally the last topic, is the game fun? I mean, I started off and it was really hard, and I had to lose pretty much all my fights. I lost all my fights. I won't lie, I lost every single fight in casual 1v1s. They kicked my ass, but when I did get kills, it felt really cool, and I was like, yeah! And sometimes when it goes right and you plan with your future iterations, or more like your past iterations, to be honest, because I kind of do something random in the first round and then try and match what I'm doing, or like kill my opponent like quicker and then try focus on the next opponent, which gets super confusing, dude. Like, it's a game that's really hard to explain because there's nothing quite like it. And I still think it's fun. It's a really cool game to try learn. It's definitely fast paced and it will keep you on your toes like the whole time, which you won't feel bored playing this because it's just, there's so much happening. It's always different. It's in your face about it like all the time. It feels crazy. It's like you're in the heat of the action the entire time. The arenas are perfectly sized. They're nice and small and easy to focus on. And I really like it. I think it's fun. I don't know if I'd put in all the time to like really get good at it because of how many things I'm busy with, but it's definitely a game I'll probably try every now and again to just just have that like thrill, because geez, it gives you adrenaline, dude. The adrenaline that goes through your veins is insane. Holy crap. Yeah, so I would actually suggest this game. It is a really cool game. If you are into something like a shooter and you want a fast-paced action game, this is definitely something that you should try. It is something you will never experience in most other games, promise you. Thanks for watching, dudes, and I'll see you guys in a future video.